Now, here's something for y'all to research. And this ain't to throw Joe Budden under the bus, but Joe Budden, y'all be sitting there acting like he's not eccentric or y'all didn't y'all question his sexuality. Wendy Williams is still alive. Wendy Williams still has a memory. Ask Wendy Williams, ask Kevin Hunter. How many of y'all from New York in here? And over 50. At least 45 and older from New York was listening to the Wendy Williams Experience. How many of y'all remember Skeletor? Wendy Williams, gay host before Charlemagne. Skeletor. Y'all remember Skeletor? Ask Wendy Williams about the time when Joe Budden tried to pick up Skeletor in the club. And Skeletor came up to the radio the next day and told everybody how Joe Budden tried to pick him up in the goddamn club. It might have been a gay club. I'm not sure. But it was a club in New York. Joe Budden tried to pick up Skeletor. And if Wendy Williams shows is archived on the radio, on YouTube, you probably can find it. But anybody ask Wendy Williams and ask Kevin Hunter. Joe Budden tried to pick up Skeletor. If y'all know who Skeletor is, and he's still alive and he out here, ask him. Ask him. He said they was in the club. I remember listening to it in the morning myself. Skeletor came in the radio. He said, yo, guess what happened last night in the club? And Wendy was like, what? He was like, guess who tried to pick me up? And she said, who? He said, Joe Budden. And she said, no. And he said, yeah. And he said, Joe was kicking it to him. And he was like, yo, you know who I am? And Joe was like, who? He said, you don't know who I am? Who? I'm Skeletor. He said, the nigga Joe Budden said, Pow! And ran right out the club. That nigga came right up to the radio the next day and told how Joe Budden tried. Joe Budden, am I lying? Joe Budden, am I lying? Joe Budden, am I lying? Ask Wendy Williams. Ask Kevin Hunter. Ask Skeletor if Skeletor is still around. So you're not going to see me on no complex list because them niggas, I made them take my footage down off their goddamn YouTube channel. And they try to license some shit from me and I didn't do it. So you're not going to catch me on any of these niggas' lists. None of them. None of them. But Joe Budden was talking greasy. I mean, he was talking like, nigga, this is complex list. It's complex. Them niggas ain't credible. UN Academics was on Complex show. Of course, y'all both are going to be on the goddamn list. Skeletor, am I lying? Did you not go back up on your show the next morning after Joe Budden tried to pick you up in the club? Skeletor, am I lying? Kevin Hunter, am I lying? Joe Budden, am I lying? And this was in the 90s. This is before Charlemagne came to New York. This is the Wendy Williams experience. Ask Wendy Williams. Any of y'all that can interview Wendy, ask Wendy what I'm talking about. Anybody y'all can interview Kevin, ask him. If you can get Skeletor, any of y'all, Charlemagne, I know you don't like Joe Budden. Get in touch with Skeletor. Ask him. If somebody knows Skeletor, tell him to hit me up. I want him on my show. Y'all get special treatment because y'all did special shit. So don't get here and talk trash and talk down on people when you know you on steroids, brother. Y'all don't get it how y'all live. Y'all got help. You got help. Talking crazy. I mean, this nigga was talking greasy. To whom it may concern. To whom? Like, bro, stop. Y'all niggas is in rooms where motherfuckers that if you was a hood nigga, you would not be hanging with. And not saying we all want to be hood niggas. Let me not even say a hood nigga. If you still had your morals and principles and it wasn't about $1, you wouldn't be hanging with a lot of these people. A lot of y'all. But a lot of y'all do not want to go back to the hood or see any type of struggle after living that lifestyle because you are scared to death to be back in the trenches. Because most celebrities can't even get a regular job once the spotlight is off of them. They be so ashamed to get a job that somebody's going to see them, that recognize them, that they don't want to even get a goddamn job, a regular job. They would start believing that they can't get jobs. Remember the dude from the Cosby Show? When somebody noticed him and wondered, what was it? Walmart or Home Depot or something? And everybody clowned the shit out of him. And then Tyler Perry turned around and gave him a job because people was clowning him. These dudes can't go back to the hood. What? Imagine Fat Joe working at Home Depot or Walmart because his career ain't pop off after all that TS and all that stuff. He got to make a living, and that's where he got to work. You think he would do that? That nigga will go and try to sell drugs again before he be embarrassed to have on a goddamn uniform. These dudes get a taste of the spotlight and they can't go back. So this is why they go sell their goddamn soul for any and everything just so they ain't got to go back to that. I thought Joe Budden was a humble nigga. That nigga was talking crazy. Like, nigga, the list is from Complex. Complex is like practice to Allen Iverson. That's what Complex means to me in hip hop. That shit is like practice to Allen Iverson. Like, practice? We talking about practice? Practice. Like Complex? Complex make a list and y'all are upset about it? Complex.